Tonight's federal budget acknowledged the importance of saving for the Australian economy. The budget also confirmed the importance of increasing the SG from 9 to 12%, a policy change that we would certainly endorse in the light of Australia's ageing population. However, there were a number of other changes in the budget affecting superannuation, which can erode the confidence of our members going forward. Let me look at a couple of these changes. The first change is the capping of the concessional contribution cap at $25,000 for all workers, including those over age 50. This means that many more workers will be affected by the cap and in some cases will need to seek financial advice. The other important change is the extra contributions tax for those earning more than $300,000. Again, this is a change that will start to erode the confidence that people have in the long-term stability of our superannuation system. Some of the other changes in the budget also affect employers, and in particular the way they structure their remuneration packages for both Australian employees and incoming international executives. For instance, the treatment of ETPs, the reduced concessional contribution caps, and the taxation paid by global executives mean that employers must look at their packages with greater scrutiny and care than before. Altogether, if we look at the changes for employers and employees, they may appear minor, but the general thrust is that it has become more complicated and less efficient than it was previously. The bottom line is that both employees and employers now need to seek advice to make the best outcome possible.
In terms of analysing the federal budget and its impact on superannuation members and individual investors, probably one of the best ways to look at it is to look at the three broad categories of income earners. You've got lower income earners who were offered a raft of benefits such as the school kids bonus, such as access to aged care benefits, and such as access to one-off or supplementary payments. Now, these benefits are going to be attractive and they certainly will help with the increasing cost of living. A number of these benefits obviously have a means test applied to them, so people will need to understand whether they are eligible or not. The second category that is going to need to look at their circumstances relates to those people who have an income of around $180,000. If you earn up to $180,000, your tax rate is clearly not going to be at the highest marginal tax rate of 46.5%. So if you're looking at making superannuation contributions that may exceed the contributions cap and you're prepared to in fact pay a penalty, you will need to look at this very closely because the penalty will be taxed at 46.5% and yet your tax rate is going to be less than that. So you are going to pay a significant penalty for making excess contributions. The third category that we refer to is of course the high income earner who earns more than $300,000. Apart from the concessional contribution tax being capped at $25,000 and of course the additional contribution tax of 15% or 30% in total, these executives are going to have to think very carefully about remuneration and the way it's structured. Overall though, superannuation does remain an attractive investment for high income earners because the tax rate at 30% is still less than a 46.5% personal tax rate, which would apply to most other investments.